Now at 5, Joplin audit shows room for improvement in city finances and procedures. Plus, the Columbus Hot Air Balloon Regatta takes flight this weekend at a new location, and
Israel and Hamas reach a breakthrough deal that could lead to the end of their 2-year war. I'm Erica Brown with more on the agreement and how the White House is responding.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Missouri State Auditor releases their Joplin City report highlighting financial concerns. This is KOAM News. I'm Samantha Walker. The Missouri State Auditor, Scott Fitzgerald, released his audit for Joplin, reflecting the fiscal year ending on October 31st, 2023. The audit gave the city a rating of fair, highlighting 10 areas for improvement. These areas include finances, including finance department controls and procedures, budgeting procedures, and payroll and allowance procedures.
We're very pleased with the outcome of this audit. We've even been told by people who work in the state auditor's office that this was a good audit. I think the public can rest assured that their city government can be trusted.
Cortez says the city has already started improvement efforts in many of these areas with recommendations and maintains that no legal wrongdoing was found. The annual Hot Air Balloon Festival brings more than colorful skies to Columbus as local businesses packed with visitors from across the 4 states. The Hot Air Balloon Regatta is one of the highlights of Columbus Day weekend, bringing visitors from across the 4 states to colorful balloons take flight. Between the balloon glow, the parade, and family activities downtown, businesses say the excitement fills more than just the skies. It fills their storefronts too.
Columbus Day is always a big deal here. That is one of our biggest tourist industries. It's also a time where people come back. They have lots of class reunions, and so everybody is here for the homecoming parade and then all the events that they have on Saturday afternoon.
This year's Balloon Regatta is taking flight from a new location, the soccer fields off Highway 160 and 20th Street. Organizers hope the change will make it easier for visitors to park, watch, and enjoy the show with plenty of space. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, it turned out to be another great day outside for us today. Smidge warmer than what we have seen over the past couple days, and very crisp fall-like mornings. We're going to drop back upper 50s once again for us as we go through the overnight hours. Now, we do start to warm back up, so we're going to be lower 80s on Friday. On top of that, though, a few random showers for us tomorrow, and then the heat gets toasty as we move into the weekend. Clear skies, not much going on out there right now. We had some clouds earlier today. Let me walk you through time. Let's go all the way into Friday morning, upper 50s. I want you to notice clouds and a couple hit and miss showers start to press through. Majority of this is going to be central Missouri, but there are going to be a couple little spotty guys out there as we go through the day. Will that affect high school football? We'll look at that here in a bit.
Thanks, Doug. An historic peace deal between Israel and Hamas is one step closer to becoming a reality. If it holds, it will mean the end of fighting after more than 2 years of war in Gaza. Erica Brown has more details from the White House.
Celebrations erupted in Tel Aviv's Hostage Square at the news of a deal between Israel and Hamas that could lead to an end to the 2-year war and bring all Israeli hostages, both living and dead, home.
We are fighting for that moment for 2 years and 2 days, 734 days, to bring about the release of our loved ones. It is happening. It looks like it is happening.
In Gaza, Palestinians who were driven from their homes during the war are now hopeful they can return and rebuild. The plan calls for Israel to pull back troops from parts of Gaza and then for Hamas to release the hostages. In Egypt, Israel and Hamas signed a deal Thursday in what the White House calls phase 1 of a peace plan proposed by President Trump.
We ended the war in Gaza and really, on a much bigger basis, created peace. And I think it's going to be a lasting peace, hopefully an everlasting peace.
President Trump called the deal a momentous breakthrough in the Middle East and says he expects the hostages to be released as soon as Monday or Tuesday.
Thank you.
The president spoke with Israeli hostage family members earlier in the day.
The one woman talked about her baby. Her baby's 25 years old, but, you know, to her it's her baby. And we're bringing them home.
Now the president is planning a trip to Egypt to attend a signing ceremony before continuing on to Israel. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
During a phone call, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu invited President Trump to speak before his country's legislative body, the Knesset. Two more funding votes fall short in the Senate today. Neither Democratic nor Republican measures get enough support.
On the vote, the yeas are 47, the nays are 50. 3/5 of the Senate duly chosen and sworn not having voted in the affirmative. This motion is not agreed to.
For the 7th time, the Senate failed to pass two continuing resolutions today to reopen the government by providing temporary funding. The continuing resolutions each need 60 votes to pass. The first vote, a Democratic funding measure that will fund the government through October 31st and extend health insurance tax credits, fell short 47 to 50. A vote on the GOP-backed measure to fund the government through November 21st also failed, 54 to 45. Well, still ahead, a third-generation farmer adapts with GPS maps and drones to keep the family orchard thriving.
Apple picking is one of fall's simple pleasures, but behind the scenes, it's a high-tech operation. I'm Bradley Blackburn with the drones, GPS, and other technology helping pick your own farms thrive.
And next in Health Watch, patients dance their way to recovery after spine surgery, the musical motivation that works. Topping today's Health Watch, walking hours after spine surgery. That's part of a new project at Penn Medicine. Stephanie Stahl has more on how patients are walking their way to recovery.
With the Rocky theme song for encouragement, patients on the neurology floor at Penn Medicine are up and walking less than 24 hours after surgery.
Great. It was fun.
Beverly Schaefer had surgery on her spine to relieve nerve compression, and a day later, she's joining the walking group.
I love it here.
Research shows early walking after spinal surgery can help people leave the hospital healthier.
They need to get up, and we just try to make that fun, because if somebody cuts into your neck or your back, it's going to hurt. They're very surprised at how getting up makes them feel better.
This pilot program will compare recovery times to patients who don't have a regular and festive walking plan.
We love to have fun on the unit, but especially when you are playing music, you see other patients that look like you, probably feel like you, it just motivates you to just keep moving.
Nurse manager Diane Latham came up with the idea for the walking groups. What inspired you to create this program?
We're always looking for ways to improve our patient outcome, improve our patient experience.
It's a fun distraction with a serious purpose. Walking after surgery reduces the risk for blood clots, pneumonia, and infections.
My spinal cord was being compressed.
Richard Bobby had a 3-hour surgery to fix his spine. Hours later, he feels better, enjoying the group activity.
From what I've heard and what they say, it pays dividends, so I'm all about it.
One step at a time, walking their way to recovery. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Patients in the walking group are cleared by doctors before they start and are carefully followed and monitored and cheered to success, whether it's just a few steps or dozens. A new study published in BMC Medicine finds breastfeeding until at least 6 months could boost your child's immune system. Researchers identified several essential nutrients in the blood samples of breastfed babies that help reduce chronic inflammation, and inflamed can lead to childhood conditions like allergies and asthma, and an increase of cardiovascular disease and diabetes later in life. People with sickle cell disease are facing long delays in pain care when they get to the emergency room. Researchers at the University of Maryland Medical Center found patients in severe distress were often not triaged appropriately and did not receive their first dose of pain medication within an hour. In accordance with national guidelines, sickle cell disease is the most common inherited red blood cell disorder in the U.S., primarily affecting African Americans. And combining pain medication with antidepressants could increase the risk of seizures in older adults. A study published in the Journal of Neurology looked at people living with nursing homes and found those taking the opioid tramadol and certain antidepressants had up to a 9% higher seizure risk than those taking other antidepressants. Researchers say the findings underscore the need for careful practices, especially among older people with complex health conditions. Well, that's a look at today's health news. A little later, a century-old farm finds new ways to thrive, the changes keeping them alive.
And of course, you knew the cooler temperatures wouldn't last long. We're going to start to warm back up. We're going to look
Topping today's Consumer Watch. Whether your favorite apple is the Pink Lady, Golden Delicious, or maybe the taste a little better when hand-picked in an orchard on a crisp fall day, Bradley Blackburn takes us to one New York farm where drones and GPS are modernizing the old tradition.
Apple trees at New York's Fishkill farms have yielded fruit for more than a century.
Last I counted, over 80 varieties of apples.
Wow. And owner Josh Morgenthau is the third generation of his family to care for them.
I grew up not wanting to see what had happened to other pieces of the farm, sold for housing development, happened to this.
This was once a commercial farm, but today pick your own produce is the bulk of the business.
That's a good one.
Families like the Winters come to enjoy the fall bounty.
We come here specifically, one, because it's beautiful, and two, because they offer organic options as well, and we really like that.
Technology helps make every pick possible. Fishkill Farms uses timed online reservations to manage crowds that topped 100,000 last season. And they developed a GPS map that shows guests their location in the field on their phone and which varieties around them are ripe.
Let's say, for instance, we got picked out of a Crimson Crisp, or they all passed their ripening window. We can take it off, or enable it or disable it.
And it changes from week to week.
Changes on a daily basis.
The farm relies on computer-powered pest forecasts to minimize insecticide use. And Morgenthau even uses a drone and GPS-mapped mower to carve his annual corn mazes.
And it's not easy for farms, and the way that local farms like us have been able to stay in business is by being adaptive.
Apples to apples, a lot has changed.
The simple pleasures.
To help an autumn tradition thrive. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Hopewell Junction, New York.
Seasonal apple picking is part of a boom in the agritourism industry. The category is expected to bring in more than double its size in $21 billion by 2033, according to Straits Research. The fall buying season is underway in the housing market, and there are things you should know. The fall buying season is underway, and
if that you have to put 20% down, it's almost $90,000 for the median home to put 20% down right now. Very few people can do that. Let's look at 10% down, and then let's start to talk to different mortgage lenders. You should talk to a variety of them. Don't just go to your bank. Don't just go to one organization. Compare them.
If now isn't the right time to buy, money experts say renting is a fine option. The key is to take the money you're not spending on a home and invest it wisely so it grows for the future. Some patients will soon be able to pick up their prescription medicines from a vending machine. Amazon is launching pharmacy kiosks at select One Medical offices in California starting in December, with plans to expand to other locations in the future. Here's how it works. Patients set up an Amazon pharmacy account online, schedule an appointment at a One Medical location, and request that their prescription be sent to the Amazon pharmacy. Then the patient can go to the Amazon app and request pickup at a kiosk in minutes. The happiest place on earth is getting pricier. Disney has announced it's raising ticket rates for its theme parks during peak days in both Anaheim and Orlando, effective immediately. On some of the most popular days of the year, a single day pass will cost roughly $199. During the week surrounding big holidays like Christmas, New Year's, and Thanksgiving, that price will jump to around another $25. And Domino's is getting a new look and sound in its first brand refresh in 13 years. The revamp includes a t-shirt launch, updated uniforms and pizza boxes, and a catchy new jingle from a country music star, Shaboozey. Domino's says the refresh is about pushing to be the best version of itself. A final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News and tonight's Eye on America, we head to Virginia, where scientists are turning to human medical devices to save endangered species. Then on KOM News at 6, find out more about the state's audit of Joplin. Plus, preview to the annual balloon regatta in Columbus, Kansas this weekend. And in sports, college football previews, Missouri Southern travels to Emporia State, and Pitt State hosts Washburn for homecoming. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and KOM News at 6. Cheez-It Crackers opens a nightclub in New York City, complete with cheese-infused cocktails and a dance floor. The wild menu items include Cheez-It martinis, buffalo chicken dip with cracker seasonings, and even Cheez-It-shaped pizza pockets. Partygoers can sip Cheez-It teenies and dance in the Grooves room or grab fresh crackers from the first ever Cheez-It tap. The 3-day event in the East Village has people lining up for the cheesy experience.
I mean, I like Cheez-Its, but okay, that's a little overboard.
I mean, I guess there's some really big fans.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, some fans of warmer weather. Some people want the nice October temperatures, but here come the 80s once again over the next few days.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Doug. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll be back here for KOM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.